I just want to ask him if you've always been shitting your pants.
And I filmed it because I thought we were going to do a documentary, so I like filmed him coughing in the shower.
Yeah.
This is right.
I'm going to kick you out if you apologize for that, by the way, because that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Don't even think about that.
Let me just add, he still would have lost to Dr. Mike even if he could breathe and didn't have fractured chin.
How states are ruined on the account of women. This was a chapter written by a Greek philosopher, Niccolo Machiavelli. Nah, I'm just kidding. He was an Italian politician. I just wanted to piss off some history nerds. This Anisa's husband situation is pure tragic. A good person doesn't have to tell everyone that he's a good person. People can see that just by their actions. But in the case of Anisa and her husband, their actions says otherwise.
Well, he went and told Anisa that I told him my brand was at stake. So the next day she comes into the gym super mad and she's like, our brand is at stake. We're $500,000 in the hole right now.
I wish I knew that. I wish I knew that at that time. I think a lot of the fighters would have liked to have known that.
They were spending the money from the ticket sales on the hotel, on flying people in, on all these other things. So it was just like,
so those decisions, the Gala decisions, were made while in the red.
And then he says, we lost money, but I don't regret throwing the after party.
That's not even all. I mean, just look at this.
I'm a child bride survivor, and at the age of 12, I was put into a child marriage from the time I was 12 until 23. Within my child marriage, I had 2 kids when I was 15 and 17. And this happened in America. Okay, and Ian and Anisa are well aware of my story because I've had them in my home. They've seen my kids and everything. I gave my public testimony to support the bill, and once I was on Seattle Times and television and everything. And I reached out to Ian and Anisa and I asked them if they could help, share the information because it was really important to me that this bill passed. And they just both left me on red. But guess what? Today, when they saw the highlights on Ian's story that we were going to be on here, Anisa was texting me and Michael, and they're like,
they reached, they ignored us when we were like trying to fight child marriage. But then when they found out,
are they pro child marriage?
Yeah,
That's why it makes one. Begs the question.
So, anyways, let's start the video with my favorite clip of all time.
Fuckers that are looking at this right now, I know that you would fucking cry if I said something to you in real life. I know you would cry. How do I know? Because I've done it to one of you fuckers in real life, and you have cried. You cried and apologized to me, and you even said that I made you feel like a bitch. And I'm glad that I did, to be honest. More people should do that to you.
And now I'm pretty sure the commentary guy who she's talking about here is none other than her own husband, iDubbbz's. Like, I am pretty sure he's like absolutely the kind of guy who would admit that yes, she made him feel like a bitch. But let's start from the very beginning of this tragedy, shall we? Let's not be hasty.
What we do here is go back.
So, Anisa's husband, who started YouTube in the early 15th century. And of course, he started playing video games like every other YouTuber started back then. For example, Leonardo da Vinci, he was a YouTuber too, wasn't he? So with time, Anisa's husband saw opportunities in form of content like screaming racial slurs very loudly. And to be honest, it definitely was a new concept back then. People really loved it. Then he expanded his content into more refined type of content, like bullying a man who is fast as fuck, or like bullying a kid with no chin, who literally rage quitted YouTube right after that. But do you know the real tragedy? Anisa's husband bullied him for not having a chin. Now he's getting bullied for not having a spine. Life really does have a way to come back around and bite you in the ass. If you're still watching, consider liking and subscribing. So during this time, he started dating Anisa, the titty streamer. Now, she is what I would call an absolute hypocrite. And I'm not saying it to be mean or without any evidence. I mean, just look at this.
I'm surprised that car can hold up on that. The crash test rating on that car must be amazing. It's nice to know that the car can handle that kind of weight without denting. To our knowledge, it might have dented actually, who knows. I mean, I guess this is good because she's getting her fitness in, so.
And then here's a stream clip from that same year.
Sarah Silverman's got to be the most unlikable. I'm surprised that she gets less hate than that whale, the leather wearing, Amy Schumer. Because at least Amy Schumer doesn't open her mouth very often, at least to my knowledge.
Now, most people wouldn't have a problem with these jokes. I myself love making jokes about Ethan is online's weight. My issue here is that only months later, Anisa would release a video titled, "What's Wrong with Fat People at the Gym?" where she tries to take the moral high ground. She tells a story about overhearing two women making fun of an overweight gym goer, and says this halfway through.
Any bit of disgusting that they thought this woman was, if they would just look in the mirror or hear what they were saying, like, that is a million times more disgusting than any fucking abomination I can even dream up. And I'm just sitting there flabbergasted at the idea that there's these two women actually ridiculing somebody who has the balls to get up and go to the gym and deal with the shitty people like them and still come back and better themselves.
It's a decent message, but the person delivering that message has no place to talk.
Yep, if you encounter someone whose value changes by the hour, like, just leave, bro. Leave right away. It really isn't worth it. So, after Anisa's husband started dating Anisa, slowly but surely people started noticing changes in Anisa's husband. Like, he started to look more and more dead inside until a fateful day in 2020. When Anisa decided it's time to get some silicone in them titties and show the world the most subpar series of nudes they have ever seen. Well, how do I know? Well, maybe I just googled search name with leaked OnlyFans pictures and it was everywhere, even on Google Images. I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't really something people would start riots over or I would like to keep in my gallery, alright? I don't know why people were even paying for that. Now, I'm not trying to shame anyone, alright? I'm just being honest here. The pictures at best are okay. Now, Anisa's husband tried to sell us the act that he is so supportive of his wife.
My girlfriend started an OnlyFans account, which is a website where you can upload amateur porn. Anything from double penetration all the way over to lewd cosplay and everything in between. And I think all of it is cool.
But he failed miserably. Like, let's just take an example of Adam22. That's a dude who doesn't care. Like, he let his wife bang other dudes. He bangs other chicks. Like, even when the whole internet called him cuck, he made a show where he literally picked dudes for his wife to bang. Like that's a guy who doesn't care. Now, in case of Anisa's husband, bro made nearly a 10-minute video trying to tell everyone how he doesn't care. Yeah, bro, that's how I act too when I doesn't care. I yap about that topic for like 10 whole f***ing minutes. Yeah, buddy, we know you are holding your tears back. We all can see that. The most honest part about this video was the iDubbbz's in the thumbnail. But that's not even all. I'm going to give you another example of his insecurity about his wife's OnlyFans. So, during that time, he was friends with Donut Operator. Now, Donut Operator is a veteran who makes content which is kind of chill. Like, you know, he's kind of a chill guy himself. So, according to him, during the COVID lockdown, he made a joke about doing OnlyFans. Not to piss Anisa's husband off, and he definitely wasn't trying to target anyone like Anisa in any way because the joke he made was this.
So like he went to a range day with me one time. Like we used to talk a lot about content creation and stuff. And COVID rolls around, I get bored at home, so I make an OnlyFans where I'm showing my meat.
Really?
And so, well, basically, I'm taking a steak and I'm rating a steak. And like,
see, that's the reaction that you're supposed to have. Genius.
I thought it was funny. So I'd be wearing like just an apron. Of course, I'm wearing like boxers underneath. And I'd reach down and be like, "This is my OnlyFans," and this is an A5 Wagyu from down the street. And I would talk about it. And I sent it to Ian, and he got mad and called me and like said I was making fun of Anisa, and like I wasn't. I just thought it was a funny bit because I was sitting at home during COVID. And
you'll never understand what it's like to be an ally.
Yeah, it was. He like said stuff like that, and just like haven't talked to him since. That was like 5 years ago.
Over that?
Yeah, and I've like texted him and tried to reconnect with him. He just won't talk to me anymore.
Yeah, bro, that's definitely the actions of a guy who definitely doesn't cry about his wife doing OnlyFans at night. Like, bro, I googled the definition of insecure and it showed me the picture of Anisa's husband. Now, I'm sure many of you would want to know why Anisa's husband going with it. Like, what is the issue? Why he's going with his wife OnlyFans if he's not okay with it? Well, according to S3S3 for iDubbbz's, Anisa was the first woman touch he ever felt. And so he did everything he could just to keep her around.
In honor of Hassan, the iDubbbz finding this funny, there's a certain piece of information that I've known about him that I've been holding my tongue because I was talking to him, we were hanging out, we just did a video, and I started asking him about his his love life. I was curious because I've just never seen him, and I was like, do you get out? How do you meet people, you know? Because he's kind of just like living in he was living by himself with like his parents or some shit, and I was like, and he was a successful YouTuber. I was like, what's going on, man? I was trying to help my boy out.
That was like his golden era.
In his golden era, yeah. And he told me that he had never had a girlfriend. He had never been with a girl. He'd almost practically never even talked to a girl romantically. And this was right before he started dating Anisa. He was a virgin. He had never even kissed a girl. And then he met Anisa, who took his virginity and everything else.
Now, I'm not shaming him for being a virgin in his late 20s because according to me, that's actually fine. But the fact that he became a bitch to keep a bitch around is just pathetic. Like even now, Anisa is being exposed of having crushes on iDubbbz's opponent during the training of the Creator Clash events. Like,
she was hitting on one of his sparring partners and was obsessed with him and gave him a VIP pass to the event.
A lot of his sparring partners got the passes, but she definitely had a big crush on one of the guys that would come in and spar with them. Because anytime they would spar, she would just be super into it and watch every moment. And then, even if he would like beat Ian up, she'd be very into it.
I want to say that I want to say that before. So Anisa never gave shoutouts to Michael training Ian at all. But she put out the first video of Ian like getting rocked in sparring when Ian was sparring with her crush. Yeah, it was our friend Gabe. She shared it. And we have a clip too. You guys can share.
I would call him Gorgeous Gabe.
This is all a crazy turns of event. I don't even know how to describe it. It is literally just eye cuck at this point, man. But on a serious note, if you think that having a crush while being married is fine and normal, you are either a retard or a woman. Damn, I said retard twice. I'm just kidding, alright? To all the 10 women who gonna watch my video, please do not click away, I was just kidding. But the thing is, this situation with Anisa's husband is pure tragedy. And that's not even all, because there is a whole ass drama about the Creator Clash events. Like just when I thought that we knew enough, there are always new people coming forward every day to expose iDubbbz and Anisa. Like in my last video about Anisa's husband, I really talked about this. And the reply Anisa's husband gave was quite weak. He just simply said, I really planned to donate my share of profit to the charity directly, but I can't convince you in any way that I actually donated that money. Like, you just have to take my words for it.
Another part of it as well is that the contract wasn't structured in a way that the profit share could just directly go to charity. It was told to us, like, you could just donate your portion of the profit share to charity after the event. So we were like, okay, fine. Now, I know some people will find it hard to believe that Anisa and I were just going to give our portion of the profit share to charity. There's nothing I could really say to, I think, convince them otherwise. It was up to our discretion at the end of the day, and if you don't believe us, I can't say anything that'll change your mind. I guess my only appeal is that year one, we made a bunch of money for charity, and I just got the fighters pay like everyone else. In year two of the event, we definitely got nothing.
It's not like he can just show us some receipts or anything, right? God damn, like who would believe some receipts? There is nothing called receipts when you donate to some charity, right? I mean, this is just fucking hilarious, man. And you know the situation is bad when the Indian dude is making an hour-long video investigating your events. And if you thought that this was enough, well, you can't be more wrong, because recently the boxing coach who trained iDubbbz for CC1 and CC2 came forward in S3S3 podcast. And you bet your ass it's real, because just before the live, this is what iDubbbz did. Yeah, so he really sent this to his coach right before the live. And it was revealed that Anisa's husband is actually huffing estrogens, because the reason why he fired this boxing coach was just fucking insane. Like, just take a look at this.
Because then we went back to the hotel And then they were eating at Denny's, and they said, we need to have a meeting. So I have to go to Denny's. And they pretty much then talked about how they were going to have to fire me because I reminded Ian of his father when his father would yell at him as a kid.
Yep, I always knew it, bro. He had daddy issues. Like, I don't think anyone is surprised at this point. Like, bro, coaches are supposed to fuck you up. They are supposed to yell at you. They are there to train you for boxing, not for a dance practice, man. Then there is a whole controversy about mismanagement of the event's money. Like flying out a bunch of influencers and organizing parties. Like the money people actually put forward to the cause. Like they thought the tickets they were buying, the money of those tickets were going directly to charities. But little did they know that their money was being spent on... It's just so funny, man. On lavish events, flying out influencers and hotels. Like what the... And yeah, he didn't even invited his own dad because that actually was a waste of money according to the guy.
They were talking about that long before, about how they had to fly in all these people. First of all, they rented the hotel for over 300 creators and flew a lot of them in. When the first year it was much more scaled back. We just had a couple floors of like some place, like a nice suite place, but it wasn't extravagant at all. And then the second year, they did that full hotel for 300 creators. They flew a lot of people in. One of the people they flew in was Froggy Tonic, and they flew him in from France.
That's insane.
They rented out the whole hotel for 300 creators. And when we asked them if Ian's dad was going to be there, because he was there for the first event, they said they couldn't afford to fly Ian's dad in. It was too expensive.
Yeah, I know. Ian and Anisa brought out his whole crew from France.
So there is this whole section where the coach tells us about Anisa and her desire to network with people like Cookie Monster. Yeah, I call her Cookie Monster because...
When people are like, oh my god, $28 for cookies? It's 4 bags. That's $7 a bag. I know math is hard. Like, if you're a broke boy, just say so.
So after all of these leaks, it just seems like the Creator Clash events were more of a networking event for them, like, you know.
Because she would always talk about a certain group of people. It was like somebody named Pokimane and all these other people. And she would always talk about how she wants like them to be there and she wants to be a part of their group.
Knowing that detail, it breaks my heart that she had to settle for denims.
The charity was just there to avoid any responsibility and guilt. But you know what? At least they invited my Pookie Hassan and his gang to these events.
Hassan over your own dad, Christ.
Otherwise, I really would have been shitting my pants right about now in anger.
If they told us that they were going to throw a huge gala after the fight and it was going to cost a ton of money, we would have asked them, why are you doing this?
They were negative 500K before the event.
Like, fuck someone who's trying to teach you boxing. Like, if they want to stop you from spending charity money on lavish events, fuck them. They are just jealous. Only washed up influencers are allowed in these parts of the hood.
So
those decisions, the gala decisions, were made while in the red.
And then he says, we lost money, but I don't regret throwing the after party.
There were like lots and lots of revelations. Like, I won't call them allegations because let's be honest, anyone who screams that I am a good person, bro, believe me, I'm a good person over and over again definitely isn't a good person. And the people who actually believe them are just a bunch of f***s. There is no other easier way to put it. I'm really sorry. Okay, I will be brave and I'm gonna say, when he was himself, before meeting Anisa, when he was making his previous video, he was a better person in comparison to what he is now. Like right now, he just seems like a puppet controlled by Anisa, who really has her 2 hands up his ass and making him dance the way she wants him to. And this cucks actually likes it, I'm pretty sure of it.
And afterwards, everybody's hanging out, and she walks up to Ian and she goes, "You're hungry."
Yes.
And then so they had to leave because Ian was hungry. So she tells Ian when he was hungry. We're like, what the hell?
Yeah, bro, it is just over. Plain and simple. But this is not even all, like... it just keeps on going. As I mentioned before, she was crushing on another guy. And iDubbbz knew. Like, I can't. Before anyone even tries to defend her like, oh, but nothing happens. Well, we will never know. Maybe something happened. Maybe iDubbbz didn't know. Or maybe he did. Maybe he enjoyed it from the corner chair. I mean, we will never know at this point. This whole situation is just fucking... It's just a big mess. Now, she actually had a pact with her mom to marry somebody rich and of the same religion.
because you've already exposed her for being like the first person that Ian's ever been with, right?
Yes.
So in my opinion, what happened was she even told us, she used to always tell her mom, I'm going to be with a millionaire. And so we think that once she
used
kind
to
of got
tell
on,
her mom that she would be with a millionaire? How do you know
Her
that?
mom told her that it had to be someone rich.
How did you know that?
Well, she told us.
would tell us that.
It was, I remember exactly. It was when we were in Vegas going to the other podcast, and we were inside the Uber, and we were with Ian and Anisa. And Anisa said that like her mom only had two expectations for her to marry someone that was rich and also to be of her religion, right? And so she said that Anisa goes, well, I mean, I didn't get someone that was of my religion, but at least I got one part of it right. He's rich. And then she like laughed about it, and then he was in the car, and you could tell he was bothered by it.
I was bothered.
Who wouldn't be bothered by that?
So she basically said, well, I would have spit on this guy if he was just an average dude. But he got money, and I love money. Like, it's over, bro. It's literally over. And even if Anisa and her husband tries to debunk it, they can't, because everyone can see it's not a healthy relationship. Okay, so let's do a comparison before ending this video. So there is this creator I watched for a long time. He's a good dude, long-term partner, good career. He made mistakes and apologized without trying to weaponize empathy. Yes, the person I'm talking about is PewDiePie. Okay, so let's just take a look how he looks right now.
Tiny isn't good. We have to accept this. Physics is physics, brother. Come here. It's okay. Anyway.
Oh, alright, now let's just look at Anisa's husband in his latest video.
It's all up to our own fucking discretion, right? Like, if you aren't to the point, Tim, where, you know, you don't want to apologize for fucking anything.
Let's put them side by side, and you can clearly tell which one is in a healthy relationship and which one isn't. Like, do I even need to say anything anymore? Even in his recent video, Anisa's husband looks dead inside, like his soul has been sucked out by Hassan and the gang and Anisa. Like, seriously man, it just shows how important is it to choose a good woman in your life. They can literally make or break you. But you know what? You don't need to take relationship advice from me, who never seen a woman in real life. Like, I'm not even sure if women exist at this point. The only thing I ever had was a waifu. I had a waifu once, and even she got pregnant by some other dude. Why do you do this to me, Nata? Why? Like and subscribe if you're crying right now. See you all in the next video.